Hello, hello, hello,
Hello.
hello, 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 and welcome to the first episode of our new channel. I'm Bobby,
Welcome. I'm Ricky.
yeah, and together we bring you the Madrid Merseyside Mashup. All
Yes,
right, and
sir.
what are we doing here? We're just coming here to talk all things football, everyone.
That's it.
Yeah, both
That's it.
both big football fans from different parts of the world. As you can see, we support different teams and different leagues. Yeah, yeah.
But
All right.
that's it. That's about us. That's what we're gonna do, right? Like in general, when it comes to football, like we will bring you guys the mashed up experience of football and fun. That's basically
Exactly.
it. That's
100%. Yeah.
basically it, who we are, right? Like, and as we mentioned, maybe because this is the very first one, as I'm Ricky, yeah, like as just Bobby said, we are both crazy football lovers, different clubs, but same passion for the same game. Like maybe just for a few liners on that, actually, when it comes to Ricky. Uh, and Ricky's falling game, right? Man, I still remember it. It's one of the freshest memories of my life when I actually had my very first memory of the game. But basically, when I fall into the game, as soon as I started to walk. Because the first toy actually I got from my parents, Bobby, was a ball. Go on a street and play. That was the very first memory of the first toy as well that I've got, right? It's not just that when I fall in love with the game. So that's straight when the passion started towards to this. And then it was just building up on a momentum because besides being the first toy, actually a ball, I never gonna forget because my first so say posters as well that I had on my wall in my room was actually football icons. I'm not so sure if you remember, Bobby. There was this back in before the 2002 World Cup. There was this Pepsi advertisement when there was Veron, Ronaldo, the phenomenal, the Ronaldinho, Roberto Carlos, Rivaldo, and Beckham, and they were doing this advertisement for Pepsi. I actually never seen that advertisement. The funny fact. What I knew once I went to a shop to buy a Pepsi, and for every Pepsi they were giving for a free one of these posters, right? And
Oh,
that's
okay.
how I got hired. Like constantly, I've been going and buying a Pepsi just to get another one, and I ended up having all of them on a wall. And funny fact again, I had never seen them playing.
Are we getting sponsorship from Pepsi now?
See,
Name
I never.
dropping from.
Right,
Yes.
just saying, right? Like I never seen them playing still because the only access that I had to football that time is the local leagues in Serbia and then Calcio. Yeah, the only league that I could see was Calcio, and that's the other big memory because till I only had access to Calcio, it was one team. Not that I like the team, it's Juventus. I didn't like the team just for the records, but there was one player called Zinedine Zidane that straight catch my eye as a kid. Funny fact, as a kid. And then the second memory was the 2002 World Cup as a football. I'm young, don't say it. Yeah, that's one of those first memories. 2002 World Cup supporting Brazil because that's the first time I actually saw. That's the build-up of the story. That's the first time I actually saw these guys from the Pepsi billboard because the World Cup was recorded in Serbia as well, and then I saw them. I saw Roberto Carlos, Rivaldo, Ronaldo, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. But then to finish it up, how I ended up here because that's really important what I said, how I ended up here. Because then in 2022, when the World Cup ended, the new season started in Serbia, they started to show La Liga. Yeah.
2022 or 2012?
2002.
Or
2002.
2002. Okay.
Yeah. 2002, Bobby, when once the World Cup ended, the new season started, I gained access to La Liga. And that was the magical moment because then you guess what? A little kid that saw the guys on a bill on a posters that played the World Cup and a separate guy from Juventus, all of these in one club in Real Madrid. When I saw Roberto Carlos, Ronaldo, and Zinedine Zidane in the same team, me as a kid, that was like, that was magical. That was medical. And from there onwards, it's a history. Like, that's how I ended up here. That's the build up of that. So, yeah,
Nice,
that's about Ricky
nice,
Bobby.
nice. Okay, well, here come Bobby. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
from everything that you've just said, why are the two of us doing this thing together? Because you supporting this Real Madrid, you supporting Brazil. So I'm giving a hint to everyone. You
Oh,
know,
here we go.
along the path I go
Oh,
down.
I
Um,
see.
so I don't know. I'm not sure how old you were when football kind of bit you. Look, I come from South Africa, so when I grew up, you talking about, you know, you got these balls and stuff. I had little rocks, and no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We did have real toys back then.
Stick and stone, right? I see.
No, no, and mud, you know, ball. Actually, we did do that, but
Uh,
yeah,
we did that
not
too,
maybe
by the way.
not
Yeah.
maybe in the way that everyone that I'm that I'm putting it across.
Right.
I mean, from South Africa, we sports crazy. Let's put that down
Yeah.
straight. You know, everyone knows, well, most people, and if you don't know, you should know about the rugby, cricket.
Yep.
Okay, we won't talk too much about that. Football, yeah, we're
It's a
coming back
fact.
up. In all honesty, South African football, I'm not that knowledgeable about it. Because we had bigger sports when I was growing up, and basically who I hung out with when I was younger, we were all more into the South African rugby and cricket than
Yeah.
into the football. It's just where I came from.
It's just how
However,
it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, however, in the 80s, so now I'm giving away how young Ricky is and how old I am, right?
That's crazy,
In
right?
the
Unbelievable.
80s, yeah, in the 80s, I was still already very much into the sport.
Mm.
But we didn't have in South Africa necessarily the broadcasting of of all these football. But we did have people coming around every year for raffles. You know what a raffle
Okay.
is, yeah?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they
yeah,
would,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then the churches used to have raffles, the
Yeah.
schools would have raffles, and every year would be FA Cup final raffle every single year.
Mm.
And my mom would be like, "Okay, Mark, you choose the, Bobby, you choose." We need to cut that out. Um, every year they used to, you would come around, and I would be saying, "Okay, I can choose who's gonna win."
Yeah.
And I liked red. I mean, I was a kid. I liked red, didn't like the blue. So the
Oh,
red team
come
was the
on.
team that I support. That's how it happened.
That's how it's
And
ended up.
that's how
Unbelievable.
it started. And every year it would just be like that. Eventually going to school, uh, I would save my I would walk home from school instead of taking the bus. So all the money,
Mm.
pocket money that I got for a bus fare, I put it in my pocket. I gave it to I gave it to the news agent, and I'd get my Shoot magazine or Match magazine, and those are the posters that I would put up on the wall.
Unbelievable.
1990 is my first World Cup experience.
Mm.
It started off with a bang. I was I wasn't a, was I a teenager? No, not a teenager yet, but I was getting there. And the first memory is the opening ceremony. And the Italians with their fashion and
Oh, God.
beautiful models. And the first time I ever seen a naked nipple on television, it was an opening ceremony.
Well, what a
As an
football
11,
memory.
10-year-old,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
watch. It's like, when am I gonna see the next one? but,
Oh, God.
but, but, obviously, if you don't know about that World Cup, it was everyone was expecting Diego Maradona to kill again after his 86. Um, didn't happen. I
Yeah.
got a I do have German heritage, so it was a very difficult time for me to correlate that. However, also that was the year that Roberto Baggio scored that sublime goal against the Czech Republic. Kanizia, Gokuchea, all of those guys from that World Cup,
Legends.
legends,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
Also
generation.
that was when the Panini sticker books came out, and it had one
Oh.
of the World Cup. I remember Schillaci being the top scorer. There was a nice front page one of
Mm.
him, and then you collected all of the stickers for the Premier League, for all the Premier League teams, and they also had the added the added section at the
Unbelievable.
back of the Scottish Premier League. So also got to learn about Hearts of
Mm.
Hibernian, Motherwell, Dundee United, obviously Rangers and Celtic.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And that was my first time that I got is it Mark Hatley? I don't know if you won't know him, Mark Hatley.
No, actually,
Or
no,
is it
that
Hatley?
actually
I don't know
no.
if it's, I don't know how it's pronounced, either Hatley or Hatley, but he was partnered with the legendary Ali McCoist at Rangers during that season.
Oh,
So
that I know.
and it was also the year that that Dean Saunders moved from Derby to Liverpool.
Oh,
We won't go too much into that. So just that was not
that's
very brief,
nice.
but that
No, no,
gives you
no, but
a
historical.
foundation of how I got involved with Liverpool. So
Unbelievable.
and with football. So yeah, I've been through the tough times. Even though I will argue it's even worse right now. But that's a topic for later on, right?
For later on, exactly.
All right.
We're
So
definitely gonna go into that one.
yeah, so again, welcome everyone.
Welcome.
We do encourage engagement with us. Please, we ask to be respectful. We're here
Please.
to have fun. We're talking sometimes a lot of bull, but nothing is how can I say, we're not going to be reporting on anything. We're not talking about
Nope.
news. We're just giving our opinion, talking about our opinion, having open discussion about a multitude of aspects of the footballing world.
That's about it.
And yeah, and right now, no point of us starting now also is because we've got some things happening in the near future, big things happening
Yeah.
with football. We'll
A
go
lot
into
of
it
things
in
happening.
we'll go into it shortly about the football match tomorrow, the big one, yeah, in
We
Europe.
must touch base it
Um,
first, Bobby.
we will do that.
Definitely.
Also, World Cup is happening this year, so we're looking
Big
forward to
summer.
sharing a lot of our insights. Let me not say insights, yeah, but a lot of what we take away from those
That's it.
games, from what's
For
happening. Well,
point of
not
view.
yeah,
That's right.
specifically on, and it's only going to be about football. We're not going to be talking about anything outside.
Nope.
So anything outside, please keep it out, keep it there where it is. We inside now, and inside we're
Exactly.
talking about the football games. We allowed to disagree with each other.
Yep.
My point, just because I've got a point that I believe in, doesn't make it right. Same way, uh, Ricky, it is. I mean, up until this morning, there's something that you've been not right about.
Mm,
We
and
will
probably
get
you're
in.
right that I'm not right. Yeah.
Ah,
Let's put that way.
mm.
Again, we're
Yeah,
gonna peel that off in a
yeah.
second as well. That's right, Bobby.
So, so I guess let's get into it. Let's get
Let's
right
get
into it.
into it, guys. Like, really, like, that's all about this. It's gonna be football, it's gonna be fun, and a fun way to learn about football. So if you're up for it, stay with us.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
All
good.
right. So
As you mentioned, Champions
Saturday.
League final, Bobby, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How to go about it first? Well,
Fir- First, I want to say how
yeah,
how strange is it for us not to
that's
be
a nice
involved?
word. I mean, look
Yeah,
at us, such a two historical team, and
21 times between. Yeah,
21 times, Bobby. That's right.
21 times.
Yeah,
and and I think it would have been a joke if either of us would have been in the final. Although you guys, no, I take it back. You
take it
guys,
back. Actually,
you
yeah. I
guys,
mean, thank you.
you you
We
guys, you
proved it.
can't.
We don't
You
need to
guys
be
own
informed.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
you guys own it. You guys own
Yeah,
the competition.
right.
Anything can happen on the day.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
thing. It's anything can happen on the day. But
but with us, it would have been a joke. It would have been a joke. Mm. We've been we're the running joke
yeah,
at the moment. But we've got two great teams, two really good teams. Um,
one
that are
great
gonna
and one really good. I have to say,
let
right? Like
yeah,
I'm
one
still not
better than the
convinced.
rest, and
Yeah,
then you've got the versus the best.
let's put that way. The
Yeah,
I can agree to that. You know, it's not easy to swallow, but I guess we need to touch base the system, right, Bobby? Like how things ended up in the end of the day. As much as all due respect to both teams, how we ended up playing the final, the system plays a crucial role in it, right? Like everyone, as you all know, 2 years ago was a big change, but On top of that, last year was even a bigger change, and that's an interesting, arguable point to say what it what is the impact of that change. So to go into details a bit, right? Like the group stage mindset 2 years ago, that now we have all these teams playing together as a one group and then finishing as a top eight. Then you straight qualify. If you're not in a top eight, you have to go to an extra qualification round. That's how it started 2 years ago. But now, last year, when they made now these changes for this season,
Hmm.
the top eight seeds actually has a better seating spot going through the knockout rounds. And we could say it's important, right? So we can argue it. Is it better for the football? Is better for entertainment, excitement? Let's argue it, because end of the day, it's better for excitement than arguing it as a group stage, because it means every game in a group stage is a battle, right? Like it's a battle. Everybody wants that 3 points. Everybody want to finish it on the top. But at the same time, if I talk about my personal experience, this club, my emotions are kicking in a knockout stage, right? Like I'm a
Yeah.
sleeping giant always in a group stage. So now that's why I'm saying that everybody has probably its own personal opinion, but my real emotions normally always kicked in a knockout stage. I guess I understand the point behind it, that it makes it exciting all across, but actually maybe it's just I don't want to base my opinion on one season, but if I have to talk about this season, that's not the case. It may have been exciting in a group stage, but not that much in a knockout stage. There are a few
Yeah.
games, of course, but that's on the one end. But that's why as well, because that was a big game. Bayern Munich and Paris Saint Germain. That first game, worldly game, one of the best ever I've been seeing. That 5-4 result, and not just the result, like even if it has been 0-0, the game that it was going, that was magical. Yeah, one of the best I've seen.
Yeah.
So not so
Yeah.
sure what you think, Bobby. I'm gonna pause it because I could go on, and I'm sensitive on Champions League, knowing who I represent and not
Yeah.
being there. So stop me
Yeah.
there, because
Well, look,
yeah,
look. There's certainly from your perspective, you guys have been in that position more than most. Yeah, into the
yeah,
knockout stages. So there's an expectation, right? Yeah, we could be. This is
that's it.
this is the what is it? The hors d'oeuvre, the
Yeah,
what
yeah,
is it?
yeah. It's an
This is the first.
expectation.
This is the
It's
first
a
meal.
must. Yeah,
No, this
above
is the
La Liga.
starter. It's the
That's it.
starting. If you want to watch it, we'll just have a little bit of nibble. But we're hungry. We're hungry, and we eat for the main meal, knockout stages.
That's it.
For us, there's been. I mean, we just speak about 2005 for one, where even the group stages became critical for us. I mean, it was a
Yeah,
emotional and build up,
yeah,
massive build up to that game against Galatasaray. Yeah, was
yeah.
Galatasaray?
I think so. You guys played
How
Galatasaray.
how do I not
Yeah,
know? All we know is what a beauty, what a hit, son, what a hit. Everyone knows those. Yeah, I mean that
beautiful.
we. So the take on the format, I will jump into it. Um,
Please do.
I, I can't say that my opinion is the correct one because again, you need a decent sample size. And based on this year and last year, if we're comparing those two, I th- I think we've seen a a bigger gap or a bigger extreme on the resulting knockout phases and
Yeah,
teams that are coming up. Whereas you've got those four teams in the group, and depending on who those four teams is, same thing with the World Cup. You're going to be playing one of the top two in whatever group.
that's right.
Now it's more of a case of yeah, well, you're playing the team that's in 16th or whatever the case is because you're finishing first. And last season, who ends up being right at the bottom? It ends up being the champions.
Yep,
The champions end up being in the bottom. So there's the way that the format is now. I just feel that it adds so many more variables
mm-hmm.
to how the knockout stages are going to look.
Right.
Whereas compared to the previous group stages with four in a group, you knew that the top two out of each group is gonna come through. And you're gonna be getting quality in the in the knockout stages. And that's not to say that any of the teams that made it through to the knockout stage now in this season is not quality. But again, you're expanding the Champions League. There's a lot more spots now as opposed to previous years, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot more teams that are in the league.
But that's the flip side of it, right? Like some of the Champions League games this season had lower quality than Conference League games. See, like, and that's the point that so many teams now, we have 30 plus teams playing Champions League football, and it's beautiful that all these countries, nations, cities has a chance to be in a Champions League. Like, don't put the banner of the Super League on me. That's not the case. Uh, but the beauty of it, that's why we have European League, the Europe League. That's why you have Conference League. That where you have to be. So it's more about the creme de la creme is Champions League, right?
Yeah.
So that's my whole point about it. So I understand to have this even seating spots and everything, but it's just too many of them because who watch those games, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It's anyway, it's like the intensity by adding more teams, it seems like it just watered down the
yeah,
Champions League. It still has, I mean, it's still something that every club wants. And it hasn't lost its gloss,
no, no, 100%.
as something to win.
But you know what
Um
is the other side as well? When there is this not loophole, but the clubs would not say it loud that some big clubs even they don't want to finish actually in the top eight that are arrogant or believe. Let's say Madrid. Why would Madrid want to finish in the top eight? And you know why as well? Because now if you're not in top eight, guess what? You get an extra round to play. Guess what? Two more games. Guess what? More money, more views, another home game. So a lot of teams, and they will never say it loud or anything, but financial, it's a it's a good thing not to be in a top eight because you have two extra games that brings a lot of money into the club as well,
mm, yeah.
right?
I mean, I don't
Interestingly.
yeah, a good point there. And the way I see it is like what it's almost as if they're trying to fix something that wasn't broken. I don't think it was broken.
No,
Um and
same.
when you enter into a new format, they are going to be you can't copy paste from because this is what they've done. They've copy pasted from the NBA and MLB,
Yeah,
and you know that
let's not even
they,
go
they
there.
they've copy pasted that,
Yeah,
and without understanding what the impact is going to be and what all the variables. Look, I think the final game of final match there of the group stage, I think it was pretty exciting because there were teams that were
that's
moving
right.
like
On
10
the
or
edge.
9 spot.
Agree.
Yeah, so
That
exciting
was
from
good.
that perspective. Yeah. Um, but still, you've got teams that maybe are focusing on other cups so that there's not as much pressure to win every single game in this format as what there was in
Yeah,
the group when you
in
had
the group
when you had
stage.
the groups
I mean,
where the first two games teams got out full
yep,
out to win those games,
yeah.
you know,
They
and
got the
then
6 points, and then now they can balance it. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
so
mean,
now
imagine,
it's
Bobby, because we both why we love the game as well, because it's not that we love the game, we respect the game, which means we respect the history. It's like a same thing, certain things in football. Oh, imagine, Bobby, World Cup, everybody in one group. Let's see. Like you
yeah,
see, as much as no brainer is that, then why we can accept that in Champions? Because end of the day, Champions League is another
yeah.
historical
I,
glory moment of football. Champions League, that's creme de la creme besides World Cup. So why would we? Let's not be surprised. I hope I'm gonna bite my tongue. It's not gonna happen. But imagine everybody in one group on a World Cup.
I'm saying this, please do not tempt fate because we know, and again we're talking about football, so we don't want to
Yeah,
go out. We don't want to go too far out.
yeah,
But
that's right.
I think everyone that's listening, and including you,
Yeah,
I think you know where I'm getting at.
yeah.
When there's the
So
money involved,
Champions League final, right?
predict.
Champions League final. What do you think about the final, Bobby? How do
Okay,
you see it
so
happening?
I hope that football wins,
Yeah,
which again I think everyone knows what
plus
that
one.
means.
Yeah,
Um, again, I don't hate Arsenal. Let me just put it out there.
Yeah, just on a record. Yeah, exactly.
I don't hate Arsenal. I've never
No,
hated
no.
Arsenal. Um, I'm just the football that they're playing is not entertaining. I don't. They can. The thing is, they can do it.
They can.
I've
They can
seen
do
them
it. We
do
saw
it.
some games this season. That's
It
right.
was. I don't know if it was the game before the City game or something, or the game after the City game
Yeah, I
when they
think
beat,
so.
and they played beautiful football. The thing is, they are capable of doing that. But what? Why are they resorting to? I say resorting because it's not. It's on television. Television is for entertainment. It doesn't matter what's on television.
It
It's
has
for
to be.
entertainment. I get bored watching that football. I get put to sleep when I watch my club. So let me just say that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I,
Same.
I've, I literally, I literally sit on my phone and play backgammon. I play like 20 games in during the 90 minutes, which is because I can't stand watching the
Yeah.
football. That football, where as opposed to I was so disappointed that I missed the first half. Was it the first half of the first leg of Bayern and PSG?
Oh my goodness.
But
You
it
should be
didn't matter.
disappointed.
It didn't
My
matter.
God.
The second half was just as
Yeah,
exciting. It
that's
was
true.
boom, 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 boom. I was like, man,
What a game.
that game. I think everyone who watched it, you could have.
Yeah, I didn't
It
blink
was
90 minutes. It was
it was
crazy.
nostalgic. It took me back to feeling like a kid. I was like, this is what I
Yeah.
want to watch. So, having said that, I hope that that type of football is what we get to see, and that is the type of football that wins. And that doesn't matter which team.
Yeah,
If both teams are playing that type of football, may the best team win.
agree.
That's how I feel. I do think that I think and I hope and I pray and I will change religions and pray to all the different gods. I just kid. I will not never do that. But all of these all of these all of these different religions pray that the football wins. Pray that football wins.
That's all we ask for.
I put that there.
Football wins.
Hakimi injured? Is he
That's
gonna
right,
be
Bobby.
is he
He's
gonna be
not gonna.
playing? Not
No,
at all?
he's not gonna make it. No.
Not the bench either?
Maybe the bench, but he's not gonna start. He's not gonna play. And because Enrique is confident in Zaire because Zaire played the second leg in Bayern as a right back and he did a phenomenal job. Actually, that was the funny part that Paris actually showed that they can defend. But exactly, they are the flip of Arsenal. They can defend, but they don't want. They actually unleash the football, actually.
Uh-huh.
So they defended like masterclass football. They played defensively in Bayern and Zaire played the right back. So I don't think they're going to force Hakimi to come back over there. That's my latest update that I've seen it when I checked.
Yeah, and I heard
Yeah.
everyone. What a also something I watched was talking about what a magnificent combination is being formed by Trossard and Odegaard.
Oh,
What a magnificent combination that is.
I see.
Again, don't hate the club. Uh,
No, no, no.
fans do
Let's
get
just
on
look
my
at
nerves.
statistics. I understand they say that, but
Let's
what
do
their
it.
statistic is, right? Like I'm not going to use any word, but let's just compare their statistics to Luis Diaz and Olise in Bayern München. I mean, Luis Diaz, Olise, and Kane together contributed to more than 100 goals this season. Arsenal as a team, they didn't score 100 goals. But these three in Bayern Munich, so that's just what kind of brace they talk about, that they are one of the best duo in Premier League. Okay, you can say that they are the champions, you can, but statistically, what they offer to the team, actually, that's not the strength of Arsenal. Like that's the funny thing to say. The strength of Arsenal is the team. It's the team, not an individual. There is no individual that stands out with any statistics, right? Like their top scorer is Gyökeres, and that's nothing crazy. His numbers are not crazy. He didn't hit the 20 goal, or he's at the 20 goal mark just as a top half, like to be very precise on it. But that's about it. The second after Gyökeres, it's way lower. You cannot say that Saka or Madueke scored a lot of goals or did a lot of things, or or Trossard. So fair enough, they can say that duo, right? And I guess now you're checking up as well that, but statistically,
I'm
there is
having a look
nothing to
here
back
at.
it up. They cannot back that up statistically. Yeah, can they?
I'm just
They
having a.
cannot.
No, they can't. And
Especially
it's in.
Odegaard. He is a substitution this season. He'll be more sub than first squad. So
It's
I don't
yeah.
understand.
It's interesting to me. And that's what I'm actually checking was something with Chelsea, because
Mm,
I know Chelsea has won the league. Well, what everyone says in playing defensive football, not
right.
conceding goals, blah 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 blah. And I actually was curious because I know that none of Arsenal's forwards are in the team of the season in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Straight.
No, 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 no.
I
That's
don't even know if any of the midfielders, maybe Declan Rice, but no, nothing
Declan
from,
should be there. Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
nothing
yeah.
from a
That's
creative
about it.
aspect. Nothing from a
No, no,
creative
no.
aspect. Um, Most of the time, either in your team of the season or your golden boot or your playmaker of the season, at least one of them, or there would be something from the Premier League champions.
Yeah.
Um,
Ideally and normally.
and
That's right.
and yeah, and I don't think that's the case this season. Again,
Yeah.
this data and facts that I'll need to check. But they haven't set the Premier League on light in terms of goals scored. Yes, they've kept people out. Again, when you play football, when you start, what is the goal? The, it's exactly that. It's to score goals. You want to
That's it.
win the game. Again, and again, this might be the sentiment around also Mourinho's team is that
Yeah.
they played more to stop others from scoring, right?
Yeah. Like, see, I that's a good point later, maybe to chew it a bit more on Premier League and the influence, right? Because they talked about Pep Guardiola bringing a negative influence of ball possession, but actually, if you look at it now, what Arteta does is the actual negative influence on the football, which is the long throws, free kicks, and everything. Because that's what you see now teams doing more and more.
Yeah.
So I rather go back to the Pep Guardiola influence than this one,
Uh-huh.
to be honest. So but anyway, so on a final, and what do you think on a result? It was clear messaging about football may win, but what do you think as a result in that case?
3-1 to PSG.
PSG. Okay.
3-1 to PSG. And if the the football gods are really watching, 6-0 to PSG.
Basically, you see PSG winning. Right.
Yeah, but I don't see them putting 6 goals past that defense.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
granted,
yeah, yeah.
very good
Granted,
defense.
yeah,
Very good defense.
that side of the pitch, not
Yeah.
to argue about too much. I agree.
Yeah. Oh,
I
do you
agree.
see a new from your side?
Yeah, I do see as well. Paris just push over the line, and why? Basically because Arsenal experience this season. Definitely, they're gonna stand strong in defense, but they can't, or they did not show to that level what Paris can do when it comes to going forward and the pressing. So knowing that Arsenal likes to sit back and defend strong, at the same time, that's a good news for Paris because that means they will be constantly on Arsenal's half.
Mhm.
But then the threat is soon as Arsenal goes out and they get something out of from their front, which is not a goal, but a chance for a corner or a free kick, I can't deny that they may have a chance to score. So that's why I just, by a little margin, I would say Paris wins 2-1.
Okay.
Paris wins
And
2-1 the final.
and that's and that's why I don't want to go for a one goal swing, because if there's one goal, you're waiting for the last few minutes and anything could
Yeah,
happen. Anything could
yeah.
happen, and I don't think.
That's
Yeah,
why I'm just a
I'm not
little
going to be happy.
margin. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because Arsenal gonna be a constant threat till if they don't make the space in like 2, 3 goals, Paris, Arsenal gonna be constantly in the game because that's all they need. One center shot or something, free kick, and here they
Yeah.
are. So I just hope that's how it's gonna be because why just by a margin as well? Because Arsenal won a league. Like this gonna help them going into the final at the same time now because the main point is delivered. They want a cherry on a top. While I understand as well that Paris has the advantage because they won it last year. They went through all this again. It's the same
Mhm.
squad. They know how to do it. But that's not, I don't have a side to go with as an argument of experience. So it's more about just by little margins. So yeah.
Yeah. And they've got Arsenal have gone there a day early. Apparently
Ah,
that is
they
that
go
is
for a Budapest visit.
a,
Nice.
a, apparently that's a trend setting groundbreaking strategical masterclass decision of of what's the guy of Mikel Arteta, because
Yeah.
no manager in the history of any club competition has thought of going to the grounds a day early to get settled in.
No, they want to have some good Hungarian goulash, before playing the final. They want to see Budapest. Let them be.
Ah,
Good.
yeah. Yeah. All right.
Hopefully he knows what he does.
Let's move on. Let's finish Champions
So
League. We're
that's
done.
about Champions League final, right? We now go into the
For now.
meat.
Let's go into it.
Let's go into it.
I will allow you because
You
you
allow
understand
me.
I've got a lot to unload. There's a lot to unload. So
You allow
let's
me. Right.
as well. I mean, you the La Liga aficionado. As much as I know about La Liga, it's it's not a drop in the ocean. So
Yeah.
I sit back and I listen.
Well, Madrid right now. See, starting with Madrid right now, it's interesting because I cannot actually start with Madrid right now. I'm going to explain why. We have a situation going on, which is presidency election. So
Uh,
every plan, everything that they are talking about as a gossips, it's all on hold because there is a presidency election now, early June. So after almost 20 years, Perez got a candidate, a counter candidate that there's a guy like Enrique Riquelme, it's called. He's gonna try to challenge a young guy, but the problem is that they have a history background. Yeah, so I just you know to take down Perez, you have to have really strong arguments and really, really strong agenda. So I'm not so sure if you remember, but one of the most historical thing in football that happened when Perez, the first time were about to be a president, he came out and said, I'm going to sign Luis Figo from Barcelona if I'm the president of Real Madrid. He said that before being the president of Real Madrid. What he did when he became the president of Real Madrid? He signed Luis Figo. How to put that in a perspective? Luis Figo that year in Barcelona won the Ballon d'Or. Won the Ballon d'Or. Imagine, I'm going to give you just a slice of it. Like, imagine it. Manchester United have a new president, and one of the best seasons of Salah, when deservedly he could have get the Ballon d'Or, the president of United says, I'm going to buy Mo Salah. And he comes in and he buys Mo Salah, actually. So like that's what Perez did, because now this new guy, this Enrique, tries to act like Perez because he said, I'm going to buy two players as soon as I come in. Two big players. And they asked, what's the names? I cannot really share names yet, but there are two players I would definitely bring in. I mean, it's like going into a battle with a water gun. Like this is not how you're gonna battle Perez. As much as people wants to have a change, or so. See, that's the first part that is really important to get settled down, to get over this. Perez gonna stay. I understand they want change. Not a good timing. Perez gonna stay. This now by the 6th of June we should have this clarified. Perez gonna stay, and then the plans are starting, which seems like it's gonna be Mourinho. Yeah, which seems like it's gonna be Mourinho. We can argue on that topic if it's good or bad. It's more about as well if Perez stays, if he wants to keep the squad around. Because if this is the squad that we need to play with, then we need Mourinho. We don't need a tactician. That's clear. We need a leader. We need a leader that has the guts to make the big calls, and not just that, but he's the guy actually to whom Perez would give power. Yeah, that's the really important part as well. If Mourinho says to a certain player that you are on a bench, you don't play, or you need to run, and if you don't run, you don't play, he's allowed to do that. Perez would give him that, certainly. Would that solve the problems? No, because the squad setup is still imbalanced. Because we had similar setup 3 years ago, actually, and we won the Champions League because we did have actually two strikers. in Vinicius and Rodrigo, like now that it's Vinicius and Mbappe, and behind them Bellingham. But what's the difference? Rodrigo was defending, Rodrigo was everywhere.
Mm.
He was running together with Vinicius. That's how we won a Champions League. We did not have a striker. It was Vinicius and Rodrigo with Bellingham behind. And the team did great. They were gelled. They were good together. Bellingham was this false 9/10. That was great. They tried. That's what they thought, that they are actually upgrading with replacing Rodrigo with Kylian,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that is going to be Vinicius, Kylian gelling with Bellingham. But that's not happening because you do have to have that side of the characteristics what Rodrigo had, which is being a team player, defending as a team, which certainly this trio is not doing it together. So that's going to be interesting to see how that's going to end up. And then the transfers, yeah, because Carvajal is done another great historical player. Like, huge respect to him. It was not ideal last season, and some behaviors were not captaincy behaviors in his last season right now. But the overall picture I'm keeping in front of my eye, and huge respects. Like, he's the most trophy decorated guy next to Luka Modric. So respect. He he left the club. Alaba is leaving the club. Yeah, so and there are many more that are gonna leave the club. Ceballos is leaving the club. We'll see the left back. Ferland Mendy injured again for a season almost. Fran Garcia probably leaving the club. We need a left back. And we need a right back because now it's gonna be only Trent. Yeah, so we need a right back because Carvajal left. So we surely need a right back. We must buy another right back. But then the central defense line as well, right? Like, because Huijsen, who came in for that nice money, big talent, started well. Guess what? He's not even in a national team squad. Yeah,
Mhm.
he didn't even make it to the not just him, to on the records. There is no Real Madrid player in a national team squad for Spain. Okay, don't comment even on this. I just throw that out there. So that's when it comes to Spanish players in Real Madrid. That goes to Asensio not being good enough right now. We will luckily keep Rudiger around. He's staying another season, so that's a good leadership over there, at least that he stays. But we definitely need to buy center backs as well. And we'll see how the midfield plays out, right? We all know the scene that we had about Chouameni and Fede Valverde. So I'm not so sure that can be done and dusted and keep going on as a team chemistry and play together. If any part of this is true, which I can argue with, because obviously the news makes it up a bit, but I don't think that's gonna stay as is. So one of them will leave the club, I feel like. So that means another midfielder over there. And we'll see the front, because end of the day, there are some news as well that I wanna believe, which I don't right now, that Xabi Alonso wants Kylian Mbappe in Chelsea, which would be a great deal. Ambitious Chelsea to bring in Kylian, as they had a really good connection, by the way. So, like, Kylian worked really well with Xabi
Uh,
Alonso. If that happens, then I see good results to come through next season. Otherwise, even with Mourinho, I'm not so sure where we will end up, because at the same time, we need to focus on La Liga now as well, because Barca won it 2 years in a row. And I'm not
oh.
so sure if you've seen the
Mhm.
recent news that they bought Gordon, Bobby, from Newcastle. They bought
Who
Gordon.
they bought
Yeah,
him?
bought him. He's already there on
When
the
did this
medicals.
really? Okay,
Yeah,
I saw I
yeah,
saw that he
Bobby.
was
Very
he
quickly.
was a lot of people were after him.
70 million
Wow,
euros straight up, and then more through bonuses. And that he
wow,
is good in
yeah.
that attacking mindset of Barcelona. I'm not happy that he's going there. So that's not good. And the second thing, they try to finish before the World Cup. Guess what? Alvarez is going as well to Barcelona.
Is that done?
It is
It's
getting
talk
done.
because
They already talking because
yeah.
both parties, they want to finish it before the World Cup, and Barca is willing to go over the 100 mil to bring in Alvarez. So imagine that Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, Gordon, and Alvarez. So it's not just I have to look at the neighborhood as well, right? I cannot just focus on because if that
Mm-hmm.
happens,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, God bless us, you know, because in the
Well,
end
look,
of the day, I want to be competitive in El Clasico, in La Liga, and the same time in Champions League. But if Barca does this, they're gonna be all over the place. So I have to pause here because at
yeah.
the moment I have not much positivity to say because in the end I have to wait. I have to be patient. I have to wait for the presidency to end and really to see the plans because right
Mm.
now they share different kinds of plans because what if and what if, and that's not good because a lot of teams are settling now. Look, Barca is finalizing on the transfer window, and we will have this show. Let's select a new president, or let's try to get. So it's just waste of time.
Look, don't worry. Kanate's on his way to you. You can wait another year. You can get you can get Virgil as well in another year.
Yeah.
Then your defense is sorted. I mean, look, I get it. I get it. There's not much that can be that that you can be positive about right now, but it's not because, let's say, things are bad. It's because there's unknowns.
Unknown.
There's
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
there's
yeah.
unknowns.
Uncertainty. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's unknowns.
No
I
clear
do think
plans. So
I agree with you. I think Mourinho is what that dressing room needs. Whatever happens, goings or comings, sales or
yeah,
purchases, I think Mourinho will will get something out of that
yeah, yeah,
squad.
yeah. I think the same.
Um, yeah. Other than that, I mean, as I said, I'm not that much following the La Liga. I just hear the results here. I haven't really watched. What is interesting and one league I want to watch is Eredivisie.
Oh, yeah.
We'll touch on that,
And you
and
have to because the
we'll
Dutch,
touch on that briefly. Yeah. When we
right,
get to Liverpool, which is next. But
which is
yeah,
next.
I
Yeah.
La Liga for just from my, like I said, without the knowledge, I don't know what the league is going to be like for you guys next year, but doesn't matter what's going on at Madrid Champions League, they're always in there. You can
I
never
hope so,
discount
man.
them. You
Yeah,
can never discount them. Again,
yeah.
it's knockout. Things happen.
Agree, agree.
Mhm.
Like I'm less worried on that, but I want the local trophies as well. So that's not enough.
Greedy, greedy.
That's who we are, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah. Whereas we
Exactly.
drunk.
Where is
We are
you,
we drunk
Liverpool?
alcoholics.
That's a nicer conversation for me to have. Yeah.
Do we want to get into it?
No, no, no. You get into it. You gave me the first light on Madrid. I'm giving you the first light on Liverpool, please. So,
There's no
man,
light at
what the hell is
Liverpool.
going on, right?
There's no we in a storm. We're waiting for the end of
Uh,
the storm. That golden sky is grey at the moment. Um, nothing
crazy, man.
about what is happening up until the news late last night coming out about Konate.
That was a
There's
shocker for
there's
me.
there's for me it wasn't as big of a shock. It's like
For me, it was
and
Bobby.
that's
Knowing
and
that they
that's
worked on actually to wrap because that was the latest news that, and I was like,
yeah,
okay, he's not going anywhere. They kind of
yeah.
agreeing. That's about it. And now,
The reason I'm not surprised is because anything that could potentially be good or potentially be positive that has happened for the past 18 months, um, there's been a history of more often than not them, maybe you want to bleep this out, but shitting the bed.
fair.
The club we've made a we've made a we've made a car crash out of this. Where we've been, and again, I'm going back to my younger self in the 90s, where we were. We're talking about the past now. We've moved on from that, and it wasn't nowhere near to domination. It was years of challenging.
Yeah.
City dominated. However they got there, that's a different discussion.
Yeah,
That's a different discussion.
that's it.
How we need to
Fact
be
they did.
challenging,
Yeah.
and right now, the only thing we are challenging is can we be a bigger joke than anyone else in the league? And it's not
Yeah.
even a contest. It's not even a contest right now. I mean, I've, I told you the other day, and I will say it on this stream. A newspaper clip that's kind of been a meme for the past couple of years, past decade, about Ryan Giggs saying
Oh God. Yeah.
Manchester United will never have a downfall the way Liverpool had. And that was back in the that was back when Liverpool
Yeah.
fell off their perch after Sir
I
Alex
recall
Ferguson
this.
came to knock us off. And now what this club, this the owners, and I hold them responsible. The owners, the directors, the board, and this manager, they've taken, man, a potentially generational dominant side less than a year ago, or
Yeah.
more than a year ago, added one of the most um one a midfielder with probably the biggest future in Europe, a striker who was potentially rivaling one of the greatest poachers of goals that we've seen in since, let's say, since the turn of the century in Erling
Yeah.
Haaland, in Alexander Isak. We've got, Ekitike, who has shown this season,
He's
has shown his
great,
class.
man.
We've added this to a team that won the league by um a good number of points last
Yeah.
season, and we've turned into this. We've turned into a this is whatever Giggs was talking about.
Right.
Arne Slot, this board and this ownership kind of like, hold my beer. We'll show you that we'll do a bigger decline than what happened to us in the 90s after Kenny Dalglish had relinquished
Mm.
the reins. Okay, that was in the 80s, sorry, the late 80s, when he relinquished the reins after Hillsborough, and then we had Sooners and all these guys taking over. We In 18 months we have obliterated that downfall and made our downfall even bigger. There's the way that I speak right now, no hope that I have for this club.
There is
I,
some encouraging signs. I see encouraging signs.
Ricky, it's the hope that kills you. I've been preaching this to
There is
my.
encouraging sign.
I've Okay. I will stop. Please tell me
Yeah.
what the encouraging
Let
sign
me
is.
enlighten you on an
Tell
encouraging
me.
sign.
Tell me,
It's
because
actually not.
allow me to laugh.
Yeah. Actually, it's funnily, it's not because of Liverpool. It's because of the surrounding of Liverpool. City goes through changes. Chelsea goes through changes. Manchester is not even a topic for the next season. It's only Arsenal. Arsenal and you guys.
You think
It's
too
gonna be
much of us.
Arsenal. No, 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 it's not like I I know your response would be hold my beer and watch, but I hardly believe this can be worse the next season than this one. I really do. I really do.
If things stay as it is, if things stay as it is,
It's not gonna stay as it is, Bobby. Like you will guys get some great signings. So in case what I've been reading, and if that's gonna happen, if Diomande from Leipzig, that's a left-footed winger, Bobby. Like check him out. He is amazing. Like he's doing a good stuff in Leipzig. Left footy, explosive. If he comes, you have Rio on the other side. Now he got the spice of what is Premier League. Check him out. Diomande from Leipzig. Phew. And by the
no,
way,
no,
you guys are
there's a lot of talk about him. I'm fully aware of it.
yeah.
I'm fully aware
So
of it.
then and the young guns, Bobby. It's encouraging. Like you will have some good young defenders. Like Leon is coming back. Jacques is coming from Rennes. It's good. You have a good defense. What you just need to make sure is actually to look at look at the right back situation. Yeah. How you gonna sort out the right back situation and the left back situation? And if you really go all in again this season and buy this, what you've been preaching about is the defensive midfielder, Bobby. You move to 4-4-2. Encouraging signs. Encouraging signs.
Does this manager does it? Does this manager know how to set the team up like that? He's shown me
And probably,
nothing.
I know
He's,
what I agree with you, Bobby, but probably they had this conversation and that's why they keep him around. That they agreed on plans for next season and what's going to be the shape of the team.
yeah, yeah.
Must be.
So
They couldn't do it
now,
this year. We can say that, okay, he didn't change, but he
no,
couldn't as well.
yeah.
Isak was mainly out. Imagine if they are fit both and you have this 4-4-2 and front
Now,
Isak
Isak's
and
up.
Ekitike.
Isak's Ekitike is out till February, so we can discount Ekitike.
All
We can
right.
discount Ekitike, but
Still,
I will come back. I want to come back to what you're saying, that getting another right back, getting this one, getting that. Because is that not the same as the transition that City is going through right now, which is making them, we don't have to worry about them? Is that not exactly what's
but
happening with
but Liverpool has a
what
good manager, experienced manager. This manager won the league.
audience? Please, you are now allowed to curse. You are
This
allowed to
manager,
say whatever you want to in response to that
this
statement.
manager won the league. Which other manager can say that? Only, only Arteta.
Is this where I now run through the similarities between Liverpool and what happened to Manchester United? Who our
No,
board
you
has said
cannot.
we don't want. So because
You need
you
to
won a
bring in
league,
just another good Dutch
because
player. Yes,
bec-
another good Dutch player. In a
God.
you need another good Dutch player,
Okay,
Bobby.
so everyone watching, this is what you call, this is trolling, yeah.
No,
Because he
I'm
knows what he's saying.
serious.
He knows what he's saying. There's a lot of BS. He knows what he's saying. He's
I'm
purposely.
serious, Bobby.
You
I'm
cannot be.
serious.
You cannot be,
You just
because
need that
then
other good midfielder, Key Smith. You just mentioned you want to focus on
we
Eredivisie.
need a new. We need a new goalkeeper. We need to go into the market for goalkeepers,
Yeah,
because
that's
Allison is
another
injured.
topic as well.
Mohamedashvili is
Yeah.
not going to be our He doesn't want to play second fiddle. He wants to go out on loan. And then we've
Mm.
got that other guy. I can't remember his name. That did not too bad. He didn't do too badly when standing in for our injured Allison and injured Mohamedashvili.
Yeah.
We have done again a mirror to Manchester United. Dean Henderson, that was, I thought, was a top goalkeeper. I was like, you guys keep this guy to take over from De Gea, and you guys are sorted, because De Gea was at that stage the multiple club player of the year for
Yeah.
consecutive seasons. Dean Henderson, I still rate him one of the really, I think, one of the best shot stoppers in the league. What did we do with our Callagher? Hey, look at Callagher, how good he's doing at Brentford. I mean, look,
That's true.
they've got some maybe issues at the back,
He's done the
but
job this season. Yeah.
people were expecting Brentford to be relegated this season after they displayed
Yeah.
the previous season. Look at where they are. They're disappointed that
Amazing season.
they didn't qualify for Europe,
Yeah, but still,
but they, where they were,
compared to last,
really good. Not to say that that's all got to do with Henderson, but he's been, I mean, not Henderson, Kelleher, but he's been critical and crucial in that goal. He's
yeah.
made saving penalties, multiple saves. I had him in my fantasy team for a while, which we will touch on a little bit later as well, on one of our next episodes.
No,
But
but
anyway,
really, Bobby,
look,
encouraging signs.
I don't see anything as long I do not see it. I don't see the light. I don't see the light unless there's big changes made at the top. I I don't think that this team is a bad team, because this team won the Champions. I mean, they won a Premier League. A lot of
Yeah.
these players, they
Yeah.
won a Premier League. However, every single time that we look to be playing the type of football that won us the league, the next week, and it's happened like clockwork. The following game, the next week, switches back to the controlled football, which has gotten us the most horrific results and the most horrific negative data over the past 18 months. Everything points to the only teams that have conceded more goals than us this season: Burnley,
Yeah.
Leeds,
Defense was bad.
Wolves.
Defense
I
was
think
bad.
maybe Bournemouth. Not just the difference, but the goals conceded. Set piece goals. I think we had the most 19
That was bad.
set piece
That was
goals
bad too.
scored against us. That's why we got rid of our set
Yeah.
piece coach. The amount of goals that we're scoring, it's all individual brilliance. We are Moments FC. Nothing is created. We are not scoring goals that is as a design of the way that we play. It's free kicks. We get a corner. Just brilliance from, like I said, individual brilliance from Rion Gamoa, a 17-year-old who's been one of our best players, even though he's played not even 20% of the
Yeah,
time
yeah,
on
yeah.
the season. Look, Van Dijk has made.
That's
There's a
a
lot of
that's an
criticism.
encouraging sign. Rio next
There's
season gonna be way better even.
and
Imagine.
who's he learning from? Who's he learning from? Because he's definitely not learning from the best winger the league has ever seen, who ended his contract a year early.
Yeah, but at least he had
Definitely
the
not
chance
learning from that.
to play with him. He played the season with him. That's
Yeah,
important.
now he's gonna play with himself.
No, like if Diomande comes in, guys, you will have a really great wingers. I'm not so sure if
Oh,
you've seen that was an interesting comment from Slot actually that football more and more requires focus on wingers, and that's why actually he wants to sign he wants to
because that
sign
wing,
a right
because
winger.
because those wingers are what's going to stop us conceding critical goals, and that's
Yeah.
what's going to improve our mindset.
Yeah, yeah,
It's,
yeah, yeah.
come on, come on,
Yeah,
come
I
on,
agree. It's gonna be.
come
It's
on,
very important. If you bring in a
come
good
on.
winger, because that was in the end the difference this season and last season. Your right winger.
Excuse me.
That was your difference. Your right
Excuse.
winger 2 seasons ago delivered results. This season didn't.
Come on. You're a football man. You know that there's
Yeah.
more to attention than there's more, that
Yeah,
it's
but
not
if you
black and
have a
white.
good it's not. But
You know it's
imagine
not as black and white.
you have a right winger banging 20 goals and 10 assists as a season.
Hmm.
There you go.
So now let's compare. Those are 2 seasons, yeah. What
Yeah.
about the other? What about the other 9?
No,
What
don't
about
go
the other? No, no,
there.
no,
We
no,
talk
no.
about
I'm going
slot.
there. I'm going there. I'm going there because I want to. We know that there's a positional change and there's a strategic way that's been played that's
Oh yeah,
different
yeah, yeah. That's
this
true.
season, and to say that it hasn't impacted the output would be you can't do that. I mean,
I can do that. It didn't impact, of course, but at the same time, next season that's not gonna be the case because now
well,
you
he's
go
not going to
back
be
that.
there, and
Yeah, but
where are those goals going to come from? Who's our
Diomande,
top scorer? Who's our top?
Diomande. I'm telling you, if he comes, he's gonna be really good.
What was people saying about Florian Wirtz when he comes? He's going to be really good.
But this is
Huh?
different
What do
position.
what do they say about Timo Werner? He's going to be really good. Huh?
Yeah. No, I know
What did
you
they?
have this hesitation. Fair
Come
enough.
on.
But
I
Soboslai, just look at the
I
other
will
side.
be
That
I
he
will
will
be
become and be
positive.
really good, and look what he turned out. He came from the
I w-
same. He came
I
from
will be
Leipzig.
positive. I will be positive once I see a better a style of football that brings results.
Yeah, you will
Right
see.
now,
I
right
have.
now, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I
It
don't.
must be better. Like
I.
it must be. It's
Do
a
you want me
must.
to
You
say
guys
it?
are. No,
Hold
don't.
my beer. Hold
No,
my
don't
beer.
say it. You guys are a serious club at the end of the day, so it cannot be. It cannot be. There must be a reason because otherwise it's not Slot who has to be questioned. It's as you said, up at the top.
it's it's
Yeah.
it's they need to stop investigating the 115 charges. They need to investigate what's happening at my club. That's what they need to do because
Yeah.
there's nothing about this that spells legitimacy or any sort of cognitive intelligence.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's nothing. This is and for United fans in the that might be watching or
Right.
fan,
Hello, Reds. Hello,
yeah,
Reds.
I mean,
Yeah.
enjoy it. We've enjoyed it. I'm preparing
Yeah.
myself for a lot of banter this season. A lot of banter this season.
Now let's see. Like it's gonna be interesting. Like actually, I'm looking forward to next season of the Premier League. It's gonna be interesting to see all these changes and how everything's gonna settle down. But in the end of the day, I'm not there to poke you or anything, Bobby. But it's gonna be important this holding midfielder. And I saw the news that you guys do look for a Dutch Dutch midfielder. Yeah. There is a good Dutch midfielder, Keith Smith. His name is Keith Smith. Hey, but let me put it this way. No, 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 really, I'm not here on your case. Real Madrid wants that guy as well. Okay, so it's a serious stuff. Good talent, good
Ricky, I
Dutch
will
talent.
like the saying "hold my
Yeah,
beer." look, that goes around. But there's a saying from another a well-respected, let's say, let me not say, but a very popular YouTube channel, and the new guy on there was saying, "Does anything really matter if Slot is still there?" And that's and
Yeah,
that's and that's how I feel. I
no, Bobby.
I don't- okay, I'll tell you what.
Tell me what.
Put put Slot into Real Madrid. What are your
Why would I do
expectations?
that? No, you cannot do this.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Your response says it all. Your response says it all.
No, because we
It's
don't have Dutch
immediate.
players. Yeah, it's important that I'm flipping it back. It's important for Slot to work. It's important he has Dutch players. He cannot come to Madrid. There are no Dutch players, Bobby. You see that everybody's come and go in Liverpool, but Dutch player stays.
Oh, can
I
we?
know.
Can we?
Yeah.
I think we can. I think
Yeah.
we can kill the because I will speak on forever.
Right.
Look, it's
No, no,
it's
no. But
we
basically,
will.
that's where we stand. A lot to
Yeah. Look.
question, a lot of question marks. In the end of the day, actually, on board end, you see what we talked about Madrid, what we talk about Liverpool, and that's the exciting part in it, knowing that how passionate we are at the end of the day. There are a lot of question marks for the next season, how we want to look like, because we all want our teams to be good and do better than they did actually. So actually, we have a lot of similarities coming out of this end of the season. So I just really hope for the best in both cases, yeah, that leadership matters, and I hope in both teams the leadership knows what they do and they are taking the right calls and they learn from their mistakes. Yeah. So some important, luckily, Bobby, and that's the important part right now, that I guess you're gonna enroll us to the next topic, but luckily we have World Cup coming up. So for both of us a
Yeah.
bit get
Break. A
away
bit of a
from
break.
this. Exactly.
Bit of a break. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Good conversation. Lots of fun. Lots
Really
of lots of
good.
lots of BS, but we that's part of the fun, right?
That's about it. That's about it, Bobby.
Yeah. So that's it. That's kind of well, those are the main topics that we wanted to
Yeah.
cover for this that we've covering for this episode. So next,
Yeah.
what we're gonna do?
Yep. Let's talk about it
We're
a bit.
gonna we're gonna
What's
we're gonna
next?
give we're gonna yeah. What's next? What's coming up next? When will the episode be out? We will share that. But what are we gonna talk about on our next episode? There's I think three topics mainly that we're gonna talk about.
Mainly three. That's right.
Yeah. So we will be talking about and sharing with everyone what we're going to be doing for the World Cup because
Yep.
you know
That's
this
gonna
is
be important.
this is football channel. This is what we do. So you know it's how can we not talk about the biggest event in the world
It's a
actually? Yeah,
must.
the biggest sporting event in I think besides outside of the Olympics. But yeah, we'll talk about what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be sharing with everyone. Yeah, that will be it for the World Cup. Specifically, I think one topic, individual, one set of topics specifically. Ricky, will you share that? Maybe share a
Yep.
little bit about that, about the World
We
Cup.
need to talk about, guys, about the rules actually, because the World Cup again, ladies and gentlemen, we love it or not, changes are coming. So we have actually quite a list of changes that we need to talk about. And we will not go right now into it, as just mentioned. That's something we're going to talk about next week. But there is a handful of changes that we need to talk about, what those changes bring in, how that's going to impact the game, the entertainment, tactical changes. Are we liking it? Are we not? That's something Ricky and Bobby gonna chew it and give it a bit of this mashup experience to that. So
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
other side of it that we will definitely talk about. But I think the next topic that
yeah.
actually Bobby is really good as well to talk about, if you want to share more
Yeah.
to us.
Yes. So then the next topic that we will be talking about will be our fantasy league, right?
Yes, sir.
If you're watching football, I don't think there's many people who don't play it at the moment. I mean, I know the Premier League has got over 10 million people playing.
Crazy.
So being in the space that we have jumped into, you know, online, socials, all those sort of thing, we'll be having our own fantasy league, our own
Can't wait,
fantasy
huh?
league. We'll send you the codes. Ricky, who's a novice, Yeah, he's never played before, so he's going to be
I must
trying it out
say,
for the first time. Yeah,
that's it. I'm new.
yeah. I've played for a good couple of years, but I haven't played the Champions League, which is a different form, a slightly different format to the Premier League fantasy. I'll be bringing you all the and hey, I played for the fun. Obviously, we want to do well, but there's lots of elements as to it. My best was a top 150k finish.
Which is
I
amazing,
haven't
man.
I haven't finished in the top 100k yet. That's one of my biggest goals. But yeah, we'll be sharing some of the rules with you. I'm going to be creating a team. Rick is going to be creating a team. We're also going to be both putting one team together where we
Yep,
both do it. So we'll be three three teams between the two of us. We'll maybe create another league. We're playing around with a couple of ideas. Like make it a
yep,
little bit more exciting. But just to add on to the fantasy league and with the World Cup, we're going to be doing our predictions as well,
that's
which
right.
we will talk about.
Well said.
We'll both and we'll see who of us, myself or Ricky, who's going to be the king of the
We have
tournament,
to. We
right?
have a
Um,
competitiveness there. Ricky and
yeah,
Bobby. We
yeah.
must.
But with the fantasy football, encouraging you all.
Yes,
Again, we'll
guys.
we'll
That's
be
gonna be
sharing
fun.
our side of things. What will be a new experience for Ricky? You'll be experiencing. You'll be sharing that. I'll be sharing maybe things that I implemented in that. And at the end of it, whoever's top of the league, besides Ricky and myself, um, there might be a little prize at the end. So we'll keep everyone
That's
informed
right. More to
once we've
come.
ironed out all the details. Yeah, there's
That's
more
right.
more to come. All right. So
Well,
I think we're gonna sign off.
that's about
Last
it.
words from you.
Now, like, I'm excited. This was our very first one. We touch base actually who we are, what is this all about, what is our passion, get to know us more for all of you, what we're gonna be, what is all this experience about, and thank you so much for watching us.
Yes. See you next time.
See you next time, everybody.
Ciao,
Thanks,
ciao.
everyone.
Bye.